Good morning, this is Mr. Akopian. I served in the military as an Army Ranger for 6 years, and I wanted to talk to you briefly about the attacks of 9/11 as we commemorate the 10-year anniversary of the attacks. We must always, first and foremost, honor the men and women who lost their lives on that tragic day, and those who have given their lives fighting to ensure our freedom since. Today, I also want to focus on remembering the spirit which moved our nation towards unity in response to those attacks. Bill Clinton once said, "For too long, we have been told about us and them. Each election, we see a new slate of arguments telling us that they are the problem. But there can be no them in America. There's only us." After the attacks of 9/11, there was no us and them. People from every race, religion, and socioeconomic background came together to send a very clear message to each other as well as the rest of the world. We may be diverse, but we aren't so different that we can't love one another.
We may have been young when it happened, and we might not have fully understood it, but 9/11 changed our world as we knew it. Our innocence was lost. 9/11 is now a day that lives in infamy. We must never forget.
Hi, I'm Linda Cianti, new drama and English teacher here at Churchill High School. On 9/11, I was in Building 2, the South Tower, on the 57th floor. We heard the hit on Building 1. We went towards the windows and we could feel the heat. We were told to get back and away from the windows. There was an announcement made that we should not evacuate the building at that point. But after a certain amount of time, the person on my floor did advise that we should start heading down the stairs, which we did. And lucky, because none of us really knew where the stairs were. We had never gone up and down the stairs before. We just went up and down from banks of elevators. Going down the stairs, and I want to concentrate on the positive things. Going down the stairs, everyone was calm. We weren't really sure what was going on. We thought a commuter plane had accidentally hit Building 1. But as we got to about the 30th floor, we could feel the building tremble. We could feel the building sort of sway. There was a very odd smell that I didn't realize what it was then, but now I can, I guess, associate it with airplane fuel, with the smell of airplane fuel before you take off in an airplane. We kept going down the stairs calmly. We were told at one point to move to the right of the staircase, and that was so that people that were injured or had asthma or were in wheelchairs could be brought down on the left side, and people kept moving. On the 7th floor, when we hit the 7th floor, we were told that we had to change staircases, and we had to walk across a lobby. The water sprinklers had gone on, so there was about, we were ankle deep in water as we crossed the hallway to the other staircase. We saw some tired firemen sitting. Everybody seemed to look stunned, but we kept going. Once we hit that second stairway, their call came from above to run, to move, and everybody, very orderly and supporting each other, went down the stairs as fast as we could. When you got to the bottom, it was dark. It was smoky. There was fire. There was metal everywhere. It was very hard to see. We were covered in soot. And this is what I remember most, is that somebody took my hand and led me out and away from where we were on the bottom. That person was a homeless person. They helped a lot of people out that day. They knew the ins and outs of the area. They knew the different side roads and alleyways to get people away from where things were happening. They got me to a place where I could wash up and then try and get to my family in uptown Manhattan.
The best way to honor the memory of 9/11 is to fight the us versus them trend in our culture. View all the people you meet as us instead of them. This is true whether we're talking about the local, like bullying in our school, or the international, like terrorism. If we live up to the spirit of our nation after the attacks, we need not focus our attention solely on the 9/11 monuments in New York, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania. We will each become a living monument that honors the men and women who lost their lives on that tragic day.